Hello everybody, Mr. Champlin here, and today we are going to go over how to solve quadratics with completing the square. Alright, so the first thing I want to point out is that even though there's sometimes faster ways by using factoring, it's still good to know how to use complete the square. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about is we have to divide the b value, which is -6. We have to divide that by 2. All right, so we have -6 divided by 2, which equals -3. All right, I like to put a circle around that. Kind of helps me remember that's an important number. And then from there, I want to take -3 and square it, and that will equal 9. Okay, so now let's look at the function again. So we have f of x equals x squared minus 6x minus 16. And remember, we're solving, so we want to set it equal to 0, right? So I have x squared minus 6x minus 16 equals 0, and we're using complete the square. So now we need to make a perfect trinomial. So we have 6x, and I'm going to put a blank here, minus 16, a blank here, equals 0. From here, I am going to take my positive 9, and I'm going to add 9 here, and I'm going to subtract 9, because you can't just magically put a random number there. And if you notice, this completes a perf, which means we can change that to x minus 3 squared, because it's a perfect binomial. And we're going to combine like terms, so I get -16 minus 9, which equals -25. And we still have it set equal. Now we just need to solve. All right, so I'm going to add 25 to each side. And we get x minus 3 squared equals positive 25. To get rid of the square, we have to take the square root. So I'm going to take the square root of each side. And when we do that, we get x minus 3 equals plus or minus 25 square root is 5. All right, we're almost done. I'm going to move it over here because I'm out of space. Now I want to add 3 to each side. We're going to add 3 to each side. And always remember, when you are moving a constant over with the plus or minus symbol, that goes in front of the plus or minus symbol. So I have x equals 3 plus or minus 5. And from here, because it's a quadratic, we're going to have two answers. All right, so we have 3 plus 5 is x equals 8. And 3 minus 5 is x equals -2. All right, and look, it's the same answers as the factored, so we're doing very well. All right, so let's practice again. Let's look at the next one. So here, you can't factor, right? You can't factor, and it's going to have irrational roots. So let's just double check what I mean by this. All right, so first thing, I want to write this as x squared plus 10x plus 7 equals 0. Now I can do my complete the square trick. I'm going to take the 10, because that's my b value, divide it by 2, which equals 5. I still like to put a circle around that. Then from there, I'm going to square my 5. I always put parentheses there just to make sure I keep the negative sign in when I'm squaring it. And that's going to equal 25. And let's make our perfect trinomial into two binomials. So I have, sorry about that, I have x squared plus 10x space plus 7 space equals 0. I'm going to put in my 25, so it's plus 25 minus 25. Notice this is a perf, and that means that will be x plus 5 squared, which is good. That's my circled number. And then combine like terms, which is going to be minus 18 equals 0. All right, so let's just follow the steps. From here, I'm going to take the square root of each side. Oh, nope, tricked you. I am going to add 18 to each side. We got to get the constant moved over first. So now we have x plus 5 squared equals 18. From here, I'm going to take the square root of each side. And this is where it gets wonky. So right now I have x plus 5 equals plus or minus the square root of 18. Okay, I know I'm getting in a weird spot, but what I want to point out is what if they want our answer to be the nearest 10th? So to do that, let's minus 5 on each side. Let's move the constant over. So now we're going to have x equals negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 18. Really nice about this, we can just plug this in our TI Inspire. So the first thing you want to do is do x equals negative 5 plus the square root of 18, and you also want to do x equals negative 5 minus the square root of 18. And when you get that, you will get the answers as x equals 9.2. Again, just put this in your TI Inspire, and the other answer will be x equals 0.8. So if that is to the nearest 10th, that is how you solve that. All right, how about if we go the other direction, right? What if we want in simplest radical form? That means we have to leave it in a square root, but we have to simplify it. So again, we have x equals negative 5 plus minus square root 18. Notice you need to look for a perfect square. And in here, if you do 9 times 2, 9 is a perfect square. So we can change that. That means square root of 9 times the square root of 2. And in other words, the square root of 9 is 3 square root of 2. Therefore, we can rewrite our answer as x equals negative 5 plus or minus 3 to the square root of 2. And that, my friends, is your final answer if it's in simplest radical form. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you have a great day. Thank you very much.